Listener, I'm coming to you. It is 7:13 a.m. Pacific. And I have not
Avery.
read nearly as much of the book as Travis wanted me to.
Avery's really bad at time management. So this is the consequence of his actions.
Are you fucking with me right now?
We logged on at
I've been working like a
6:45
dog.
a.m.
I've been working like a dog. And sorry, Hadrian.
I've been working like a dog.
I don't get paid to read Hadrian. I get paid to read contracts.
We pay for this privilege to get to read Hadrian.
What's fucking crazy is I've read more pages of contracts in the past week than Hadrian. Think about that. Think about my life, listener.
That's pretty disgusting.
If you ever think Hadrian's long, imagine just reading that number of pages of indemnity provisions and then ask yourself if you want to be a lawyer.
Therefore, unto whatsoever.
Provided, however, notwithstanding the foregoing, albeit with us.
This podcast does not constitute legal advice, by the way.
Yeah, but I can give you vague legal drafting tips. And don't say provided, however, therefore, notwithstanding the foregoing. You could probably cut half of those. Book 2 is better.
Did I tell you I golfed with a corporate lawyer last week? And
did he want to shoot himself?
He was like, yeah, I'm quitting in 6 months.
My dog.
He was like, I'm moving to Japan for a year and I'm going to figure out my life.
There are two types of lawyers. There's a young lawyer who wants to quit, and there's an old lawyer who's actually quite happy because they own half of a city.
Yeah. The sacrifices along the way.
Yeah, man. I'm a rank and file Cielcin, and the partners are the great Elushu. He's Siriani. Fuck that. I'm not going to acknowledge his new title.
Elushu. I'm filled with a silver worm.
My name is Elushu. Respect it, please.
I'm Gotham's reckoning.
Oh, man. Okay.
Book 2 is better, baby. We're back.
Disquiet Gods. Yeah. Week off. Had to reset. Had to indemnify my clients.
Mm-hmm.
What are we covering? It's like chapters 1 through 25 or 6.
Well, I read like half the book. So you read.
I'm proud of you, man. That's awesome. That's so good for you. Okay, we're chapters 1 through 26.
1 through 26. Yes.
Yeah.
Of Disquiet Gods.
Listen, the rumors were that this book was kind of a banger. I think the rumors might be true.
Yo, rumors were spot on. This book rocks. This is the first time we're coming into a Ruocchio section being like, clap it up, my man. You wrote a banger.
Ruocchio. Good job.
You wrote a banger.
Although, I mean, this book feels like it was for me. We got Crispin. We got lore.
Yeah.
We got freaky, sexy alien gods.
It's everything we could have wanted.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe he looked into a far future, Ruocchio did, and saw one where I wanted all of that. And he responded.
I mean, I got to say, like, last book, this book, I don't know. He's slapping right now.
Yeah. You know what's funny? On a previous episode, I think I said something to the effect of, like, I'm enjoying Ashes of Man more than Kingdoms of Death, but I'll remember Kingdoms of Death more.
Yeah.
I no longer recall what happened in Ashes of Man, but goddamn do I remember every bit of Kingdoms of Death.
Yeah, Kingdoms of Death will really, I mean, that was really peak Lore Corner for us. That was the origins of Lore Corner, it felt like.
It was, even though there wasn't that much. No, I guess there was a lot of lore because they went to the Watcher Skull Cave.
Yeah, they did a fuck ton. Also, I think I think on that list, so far, I'm a little under halfway, but we're talking about the first third of the book today. Disquiet Gods is going to be up there for me in terms of memorable scenes.
Yes. If it
tied for first, I think, with like Vorgassos versus
I know that's
Shara, like titty slapping, you know.
We'll get there. Yeah, I still feel like Howling Dark has the belt for me as my fave, but
yeah.
This thing's giving it a run for its money.
You know, the fact that we have a competition for favorite is just reflecting well on the series itself. I gotta say, we've bitched and moaned about certain parts of this, and we will continue to do so faithfully. But I'm glad we did this.
Yeah, And yeah, I'm glad we get this because I do want our listeners to know that there are large swaths of this series that we genuinely enjoy.
Yeah, we're just really complainy people.
We're complaining people. It's not good podcasting to.
We also almost
This was
exclusively
sick.
podcast at like 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight my time. So
Yeah, you're getting me post indemnity drafting every day. It's my
yeah,
worst self.
pre 5K Avery with coffee in hand is kind of better.
Yeah, I just made a fresh pot. Life is
I made
good,
a
man. Okay.
cappuccino. I made a frothy cappuccino.
Ooh,
Okay.
cappuccino. Listening to a little
Ooh.
Latin jazz. Okay. That's a reference for no one. Okay, we got a
Oh,
very, very
no.
quick bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Faithful listeners will know.
Bit
There are
corner.
bit corner. There are two things in this world I like: golf and jamming. So we got a little two truths and a lie. I've been pretty deep on r/jam bands, and I'll always see people recommending bands that truly no one has ever heard. They'd be like, I was at the Neptune Room and I saw Turtle Cage. Those guys fuck. I'm like, that
What's
can't be a real venue or band.
what's the puppy puddle one that I almost got a
Dogs in a
t-shirt for?
pile?
Dogs in a pile.
Okay, come on. That's a Grateful Dead lyric. Show some fucking respect.
Like I would know.
Anyways.
I have to fucking look at all this jam band stuff because we're on a shared Reddit account, and so my
Oh,
algorithm is
yeah.
it's either law, jam bands, golf, or like Sun Eater. That's it.
That's it. I also, for some reason, sub to a bunch of anime subreddits for the
Yeah,
book
for
is better.
some reason, yeah.
Well, because you fucking love anime. I thought you would like that. And then now you complain that we get One Piece everywhere. Anyways, two truths and a lie, jam band name additions. I'm going to give Travis 3 jam band names. 2 of these are real. 1 of these I made up. Listener, feel free to play along. Okay. Are you ready, Travis?
I'm locked in.
Okay. The first name is Squirv.
Squirv.
That's spelled SQWERV.
The immediate image that popped in my head was a skateboarding squirrel.
Squirv. Oh, that could
Squirv.
be a good video game title. Like that squirrel with a gun game that came out a while ago.
Conker's New Groove, Squirv Edition.
Conker's nasty expletive-filled jam band. Okay, so we got Squirv.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Squeaky Feet.
That's up there for fake for me already.
Okay. And then number 3, Drama Llama.
Drama Llama Ding Dong.
Goose covers Shama Llama Ding Dong.
I saw it live.
Oh.
I
actually wasn't
was
it kind
okay
of fun
with
live? Yeah.
That was like the last fun song. It was like 3.5 hours into the show. We also need to get back to the fact that everyone in my life is coming into their jam band self, which is freaking me out.
Really?
Yeah, like my sister, this dude I was hanging out with at a wedding last weekend.
Oh, you got to stop hanging out with white people in their mid to late 30s.
Well, okay, yeah, that's truly fair. Yeah, that's a really good point.
Okay.
Okay, so Squirv for me feels real.
Squirv, Squeaky Feet, and Drama Llama.
I'm between Drama Llama and Squeaky Feet. Drama Llama seems more realistic, and Squeaky Feet's just not like rhyming or funny enough or weird enough for me. So I'm picking Squeaky Feet.
Well, I ran this by Kathy last night.
Yeah.
She also picked Squeaky Feet, and she was also incorrect. That is a real band, and they are jamming, my friend. Probably coming to a town near you for $15. So do you want one final?
Squeaky Feet fans. Well, it's got to be Drama Llama. Squirv is absolutely a jam band.
Squirv is obviously a jam band. That one, this is exactly Kathy's take. She's like, Squirv has to be real, and they are. Yeah. And I think they're the most popular of the 2 real.
It felt just like you aren't creative enough to come up with Squirv. You're the kind of guy who writes his fantasy city to be Easton and Weston.
Okay, don't spoil anything. Okay, I'm not good at naming. What do you want from me? I came up with Drama Llama. That was pretty good.
Drama Llama was actually really good. Thank
you. The band that gave me this idea was a jam band called Sneezy.
Sneezy.
I learned about Sneezy. I was like, this has to stop.
Is Sneezy the song that you sent me that I listened to this morning called Fat Girlfriend?
Yeah, don't shoot the messenger. Don't don't listen to Fat Girlfriend by Sneezy.
So, okay, I legit, I listened to it and I forgot to text you, but I thought it was AI.
Wow.
It
No, this is
it
from
felt
2019.
dude, it felt pure AI to me. Like, it was the cut-ins were really crispy, the song wasn't good, but it was, like, rhythmically accurate, and the lyrics felt AI generated.
Wow. Maybe we email Sneezy and be like, did you know you accidentally made AI core music in
It
2019?
I really thought it was like a AI fever dream song that you sent me.
Yeah, I don't know. I heard that at like 11:30 at night after indemnifying people, and man, did I laugh. Um,
Wow.
kind of in horror, but okay. And then I believe you have a bit for me as well.
Well, I just wanted to do the same bit, but with fantasy novel names. And this could be a recurring bit because there's so many good and bad ones.
I was hoping you were
Um,
going to go deep into like Michael Moorcock canon and find some real.
the thing is, like, yeah, this might be a recurring part because I found a lot of material. But this one, I wanted to make it a little hard. So, two truths and a lie, fantasy novel names. Number one, flow my tears, the policeman said.
This stinks. Oh no. Okay.
Number two, chivalry's bastard.
Ooh, I like that.
It's pretty fire. And number three, a path to coldness of heart. I think I did a good job picking these. This is a tough choice.
Obviously, the first one sounds so stupid, but I feel like if you were making a fake book title, you wouldn't make one that silly. What was the last one again?
A path to coldness of heart.
That's such a weird, clunky title.
It really is.
Chivalry's Bastard. That sounds like a Robin Hobb novel. Fitz Chivalry, and he was a bastard. I'm gonna go Path to Coldness of Heart. I think that's not right.
Wrong.
Fuck.
A Path to Coldness of Heart by Glenn Cook. It's part of
Oh,
her Dread Empire saga.
why
Or
do you
his.
think Glenn Cook is a woman?
I don't know.
Okay,
Because
because
Glenn Close is a woman.
Okay, well, they're very different. You're gonna piss some people off with the fact that you don't know who Glenn Cook is and that you think he's a woman. Actually, he's like the preeminent Catholic fantasy author, by the way.
Really? Oh my God. Maybe we should dive
Yeah.
in.
No, he's a guy I have like considered pitching for this podcast, Black
Okay.
Company.
Okay.
It's supposed to be I mean, it's about a torturer, and I think it's like there's a lot of fan overlap with Malazan. So,
Yeah.
anywho,
Anywho, do you want your bonus pick?
yeah,
Between
lock me
chivalry
in for
and
Chivalry's Bastard.
You are correct.
Says right. The first one is too goofy
No,
for
the
you to
first
make
one
it
is.
up.
Oh, yeah. The first one is a Philip K. Dick novel.
Okay, that's not even a deep pull. I probably should have known that.
Well, it's funny. I had never heard of that. Obviously, like, do androids dream of electric sheep? You know?
Oh, that's a
So it's that
that's a
same
good
style.
title, man.
It really
That's
is.
Killer
But
title.
so this was a bit of a trick. Chivalry's Bastard is fake, but it was Robin Hobb's original title for Assassin's Apprentice that she didn't
I'm
use.
good. I'm good. I know things.
Yep. I had
I
to
retained a
I
single
left
name
a little
after
nugget in
reading
there.
3,000 pages of Robin Hobb.
I
Okay,
can't wait to dive into the rest of the series. Anyhow,
dude, should we just hit this summary? Because I feel like we need
let's
to hard
rip it.
swerve back into Hadrian.
Woo, Hadrian time. All right, cue the Daft Punk.
K-pop Demon Hunters.
Oh, God, yeah, I can't wait to edit this. I'm going to add some weird shit.
Soda Pop.
Soda pop, pop. Time skip. Pow. Hadrian is a spry young 616-year-old living on a volcanic island on Jad. Hard cut. Time has not chilled him out at all, but he's still pissed at the emperor. One big thing has changed, though. He's a papa. Cassandra is his super cool sword-fighting daughter, and they have a shockingly wholesome relationship. In the greater universe, the douchebag Cielcin have been cancer bombing planets with the Letho virus, not AIDS 3, and intergalactic wars in full
I'm laughing
force.
at your own joke.
Representatives from Hapsis arrive on Jad to deliver Hadrian a Mission Impossible note. Your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to kill a god. The Empire needs you. Also, your father is dead, and your brother hates your guts. He tells them to fuck off, but relents and heads off to the ruins on Sabratha. To take care of some Watcher scum, we're reunited with the Bird Boys and Udax's great-great-grandkids and some brand new side characters that will surely die in 50 pages. The dig site quickly turns into an eldritch horror show, with workers committing suicide and bodies split across dimensions. A saboteur once again knife missiles Hadrian's ship with the most incredibly effective weapon in the universe, and the camp is thrown into disarray. The Cielcin show up ready to rock and kidnap the Watcher to take him back to Daddy Doraika. After a failed blood sacrifice and a naked Cielcin, and yet another confusing tunnel battle, the Watcher Yushara regains her ancient powers. In response, Hadrian starts grabbing himself some titties and ends up straight up slapping her out of reality. The Cielcin immediately proclaim him their new god, and Hadrian is left trying to figure out what to do with his new fan club, and if the god he backhanded is going to come back for revenge.
Well done.
Thank you. I wrote that exclusively for myself, and I had a great time.
And you loved it.
And I loved every second of it.
That was fun. Man, this really did lend itself to a goofy summary.
It really did. I mean, there's so much. It's fantastic.
This shit didn't feel goofy when I read it, but if you just hit the bullet points, real goofy.
Yeah. There's some real silly parts in this, but reading it, I was locked in. I was pumped.
Yeah. Maybe we'll just say it now. There was for me, a slight dip in the pacing, kind of when we arrived at the ruins through the unnecessary feast scene where they talked about grilling tomatoes.
Yeah.
But the early stuff in Jad, and then obviously once they start hacking it up with the god, that shit rocked. Loved it.
Really did. This is also, I have to shout this out. This is the weirdest way I've ever read a book, which is almost exclusively on my phone on the subway during my commute.
I think phone reading's a little underrated. Throw it out there.
Because I'm a strap hanger on the subway. I don't get to sit down and open a book. I have to hold on to something. But it's 40 minutes, 3 days a week each way.
Yeah.
So I'm getting 3 or 4 hours of reading time in on my phone. It's crazy.
You won't, because I know you. But they do there's an iPhone-sized e-reader, the Books Palma, that I've almost bought about 100 times. Runs Android, e-ink. Could be a great answer.
But I don't even mind the phone experience.
Dude, it's not bad. I feel like my comprehension's better because I got bright LEDs right in my eyeballs.
Right. It's just the screen time. My screen time is up more than I'd like to be. But anyway, that's enough about
track
that.
Negative and positive screen time.
It should. This is a helpful one.
Yeah. Doom scrolling versus Hadrian.
Reading how to clear my Crunchyroll history. Not
how to unsee 400 episodes of Fire Force. Anyways.
Should we start on Jad?
Take me to Volcano House.
Dude, I think when we left last book, I was like, I really want a cool depiction of Jad. I was satisfied. I was very
absolutely
satisfied.
Delivered. Do I think that it makes sense to have a river of lava flowing through your town? No.
But is it
sick? Yes, it's incredibly sick. There's because you refuse to have a real gaming console, you haven't played Elden Ring, but there's a location called Volcano Manor, and that is now my headcanon for this.
Wow.
And I love Volcano Manor. Great Elden Ring location.
No, this was cool. I mean, there's a sword master training camp in the volcano. You have to take a trial by fire. It's just so cool.
Yeah, Jad absolutely delivered.
And the Jaddians themselves, the old Jaddian prince that he plays, whatever I wish I remembered the chess game.
Chess with, yeah.
Yeah. It's this place rocks.
Yeah, that was great.
And I think they did the daughter reveal quite well at the beginning. They played it off for 2 or 3 chapters, and then you're like, oh, there she is. And she's cool.
One thing I was very amused by was Hadrian being like, "Oh, here's my sweet little 40-year-old daughter."
40.
It's the oldest daughter reveal ever.
Absolutely. And the fact that he babies her so much in this book.
There
She's a
is like a
grown
little
woman.
bit of window dressing where at one point they have a conversation. She's like, I am 40. He's like, well, you're going to live to 1,000,000. So she's like,
But
no,
he's
her
still like,
brain is fully developed.
there is some like almost nursery rhyme parts of this where he's like explaining the chain of beings to her. He's like,
Yeah.
well, there's gods and then there's people, Cassandra. And it's like, dude, she's literally like a swords master of Jad, one of like 400 people
I
in the
know.
universe.
I know. It was, all that stuff felt quite strange to me. So it was nice when, now we're just jumping around parts, but when we actually get to the fighting, it's like, okay, she's got some agency. This woman is a
Yeah.
complete badass. Like to
Yeah.
see her have a little come of her own, because
She handles
again,
herself. I
she's a
mean,
grown ass woman.
it has to be. I would actually love to do a whole segment on her perspective of events, like truly coming out of Plato's cave to then beheading Cielcin and like watching your dad fight a god.
Yeah. Man, that is like, I don't know. He's obviously pot committed to this only being Hadrian, but God, I would love to see Hadrian through his daughter's eyes.
Oh man,
He tries
just
to allude to it because he does the thing he's done probably 100 times in this series where someone is like, is he always this melodramatic? And she says yes, but that's not necessarily getting a new vantage.
no.
Yeah, whatever. This
Anyway,
is what it is, for better and worse.
yeah. Oh, a couple snap before we move on from Jad. A couple things I liked. They're all vaguely Italian. Did you catch that? Like their language and their mannerisms and stuff.
Arrivederci. Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. And also they've created flowers that sing like birds.
Oh yeah. I saw there's in a Super Mario Wonder, they're also singing flowers that are very annoying. And I was thinking about
Yep,
those guys.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
We also got a very French ass character now. A2.
Is it Edouard Albert?
Edouard Albert. Why is he French from, was Delos always French? What's up with that?
Is Hadrian French?
Ah, oui. No, he's not French at all. I mean, honestly, I don't know. I guess he's a little Napoleonish. He's short for a Palatine, a
It
bit
checks
power
out.
hungry.
It checks out a
Yeah,
little bit.
I really loved that when Edouard Albert meets Hadrian's hot daughter, he drops the enchanté.
Yeah.
And in French in college, our textbook said that's like a way to introduce yourself to people. Someone says their name, you're like, oh, enchanté. And our teacher was like, absolutely do not say that. They're like, that's the equivalent of saying, charmed, milady.
And like tipping your fedora.
Yeah,
Like
it's a real creepy thing to say, but that doesn't stop Edouard Albert.
I mean, I'm rooting for that relationship. They're obviously getting together.
Dude, I gotta drop charmed, milady, the next time I meet someone. Next wedding
You
I
know,
go to, I'm dropping that.
my dad called me this week and was like, I think fedoras are in. Do you want me to send you one?
Thank you, 75-year-old man.
I was unequivocally against it.
To be clear, a retired man who lives in Santa Fe could reasonably draw that conclusion.
Yeah, like it works for him. He's going to be fine.
And that's an old town, man. There's some
Yeah.
old whites in Santa Fe who are
The
probably
average age
rocking
in Santa
silly
Fe is like
hats.
67.
Great food.
Such a good place.
Okay. Back to
Yeah.
Jad and Cassandra.
Well, yeah.
I want to
And once
hit the-
A2 shows up, shit gets crazy.
Shit gets crazy. At first, when we found out we were not going to see the trial of the heart, I was a little bummed. But I thought he did a really cool job of it. Just like Hadrian's fretting about the fate of his daughter and all that stuff, and like wondering if she's ready to go. But he does let her because he knows that she is in fact 40 years old. And a very sweet moment when she returns, kind of beat up, but like she did it. I thought that was just like a nice personal moment between them.
Yeah, I think this is like Ruocchio's growth as a writer over the course of this series is that he crushed like late stage Volca relationship, and I think he's doing a great job with like father daughter relationship. So
yeah, there's like a
it's
more
nice.
of an emphasis on these like quieter moments between people, and that's like very much paying off for me.
Yeah.
It just makes everything feel more consequential if I have people I care about.
Totally.
No disrespect.
Yeah, like I was
to,
worried about her later in the book, the way I was not
yeah.
worried about, I don't know,
Anyone in the Red
Valeriyev
Company.
or somebody. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, fucking Valeriev's an idiot. Okay. And then an absolute classic Ruocchio call to adventure. We got a summons from the Emperor.
Oh, a pardon and a summons.
A pardon. I guess it's not really a summons, as you said. It's a mission. Dude, we
It
were
is a
right
mission.
about a real Jason Statham.
Yeah.
One
It's
last
a
job set up.
one. I mean, it's a mix of Statham and Tom Cruise. Like, this letter will
Mhm.
self-destruct if you don't accept it. You know.
All right, so what's the job?
What's the job? Transporter 7. Oh, crikey!
You want me to kill a god? All right.
I was a 5'6" Olympic diver.
My head is as bald as an egg.
But we also get like bonus hologram from family in
Yeah,
all of
dude.
this.
I can't believe we've been waiting fucking 5 books for Crispy, and he finally comes back.
I said the family would be involved in this book. You said, how could they possibly be involved?
I gave up. And also, I was right. It's so weird to get a message from Crispin being like, our father's dead. By the way, I still hate you. Fuck you.
Yeah, it's like you can't sit with me. It's like, I'm across the universe. We're not hanging out.
Crispin ends it with like, we're done. Do not reach out. It's like, you haven't talked in 1,000 years. You don't need to. Hadrian's not reaching out.
Oh my God. And also,
God, that was so funny.
It was so fun. Also, the backstory for Edouard is like his grandfather saved their the Marlowe dad in a hunting accident or something. Like,
Yeah.
what was the silly ass backstory? It was weird.
It was something like that, and I frankly don't care.
I don't care, but I enjoyed all of this.
Yeah, this was a mixture of silly and fun, and occasionally well handled.
Yeah. But anyway, they're off. Hadrian he hums and haws, but he goes on the mission. We knew he was going on the mission.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
I still want to talk about Crispin.
Okay.
I thought it was a little. I know that it's dealt with in the text, but I thought it was a little weird that he still, literally hundreds of years later, is like, well, Crispin's definitely still the same stupid fuck that I knew when he was 14. And then, he's like, well, why would I think that he's still the same? It's like, you shouldn't have had that thought at all. Like, hundreds of years have passed. He's grown. I don't even assume people I knew in college are the same people that I knew. Much less hundreds of years, like, as he's been ruling Delos. Like, that just doesn't track at all.
I mean, if we're doubling down on it, yeah, I was confused about that. I was equally confused at the fact that Ruocchio elevated their sister in previous books to be like the cunning, favored child of the family who is clearly going to take over or have a life outside of herself. And then there's just no mention of her now. And I don't think she's ever going to come back as a character.
I don't think so. She's doing something else. I can't remember what.
Yeah, but we're running out of books to have her make an appearance.
Oh, no, I'm not. I can't remember if she's in a novella or not. But I think it's sort of what we theorized in Empire of Silence, which is that I'm not sure ruling Delos is actually a sign that you're the favorite kid. Like, the dad might be like, any dumb fuck could do this. Like sending Hadrian off to the Chantry might have actually been like a sign of favor towards Hadrian. Like, this is a more complicated job. I think probably.
And that was
right.
That was said after the fact that that he was getting sent to the Chantry to become a political powerhouse because he had the wherewithal. Yeah.
Hadrian or Crispin just needs to stay on planet and destroy the miners' unions.
Yeah. And hold a 700-year-old grudge.
Okay, we got to keep going because we spent 15 minutes on garbage at the start of this episode.
Okay, we get a quick galaxy update, which is Nessus has been destroyed.
AIDS 4.
Cielcin, AIDS 5, AIDS 17. They're cancer bombing every planet.
That shit is so scary. Good Lord.
I know. That truly is. Literally oh my God. Yeah, they don't talk too much about it in this book, but it's just kind of a fact of the universe. They need triple quarantine.
But didn't they try to drop it on Jad and they had to activate the Iron Dome?
Yeah, they had to shoot it out of the sky.
That's horrendous. Just to be that vigilant. And fuck, if we miss one of these, we are toast.
Right. Like
Yeah,
the Emperor's in hiding. The Lothrians are fucking invading. Those jerks.
those
Um,
cucks.
those commie cucks.
Yeah. Cancer virus scary, and I imagine we're gonna see it again.
Yep. I
Um,
don't doubt it.
okay, let's get to these ruins, baby.
Yep.
Um, I guess we should talk about the mission, which is Hapsis shows up. They have identified the location of a watcher, and Hadrian is the only man for the job.
Yeah. Which is really funny because like he's been gone for hundreds of years and none of these people really know him at all. So
Yeah,
there's a lot of like, well, Oberlin, the mission captain, does know him from his previous
yeah,
heroic feats. But he's literally the only one who's like, yo, this guy is special and I can't tell you why. And he won't tell you why.
yeah.
And I won't tell you what we're really doing here, but trust me, bro.
Trust us, this is really cool. Also, we've invented a god-killing machine off page.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. What did you think about that? That they just like, they figured out a way to nuke the gods.
At first blush, it's like, oh, come on. At second blush, I'm rolling with it because I wanted to see it in action. Sounds really cool. So
I
I bought
know.
that.
The whole like concept is the Watcher is pure energy force
Yeah,
across a higher dimension, and it manifests itself into these massive bodies with like basically a deposit of energy on the
yeah,
planet. And however, the Watchers can be caught in the ionosphere, electromagnetic
yeah,
field
of
of a
course.
planet, of course. And by EMPing them, you can disrupt their energy across the planes of
Yeah,
existence and basically like crumble them. And it worked once off
yeah.
screen,
I
but
would
they're
say,
going to do
yeah,
it
my only
again.
complaint was just like we already have this and it works, but like as far as the explanation and getting more about them sort of being these creatures of energy, I thought was interesting and cool.
Yeah.
And mostly takeaway was like, I can't wait to see this on the page.
Yeah. I also felt I've been asking for developments in weapon technology this whole series. And so they did deliver. They have invented something new. And I was
Before
happy
100
about that.
pages of knife missiles on Nahute, but
Bro, but
we at least got one.
one of my other questions is we've been fighting the Nahute for hundreds of years. Why have we not deployed knife missiles against the Cielcin?
I think knife missiles are I think you said that in the summary.
Yeah.
Those are the greatest weapons in human history.
And why have we not been fucking pumping them at Cielcin? That's
The
my
only way
question.
to stop them is splitting time, which one person can do.
Literally, and they will just keep stabbing
You know
until
what's
they're
crazy? How did that one not kill Valka? Because we just watched a knife
yeah.
missile kill like 100 people.
Yeah, it was quite deadly.
Stab, stab, stab. Yeah, because when it goes off in the room, it kills like 5 people in the blink of an eye. And
Yeah.
Valka got stabbed a whole bunch by that knife missile before
Yeah.
Hadrian saved her.
There has been a lot of hand waving of like the powers of medical technology, like
That doesn't bother. I don't know. They're so advanced and they can fucking
yeah,
regrow limbs and stuff. I feel like if you don't bleed out, they can probably keep you alive and mostly
it's true.
patch you up.
It's true.
Okay. So we arrive on planet. This is the part where it stalled out a little for me.
In Williamtown on Sabarafu
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
Pramanahanana ruins.
Yeah.
Yeah, fight me, fans.
But it obviously it's a really cool setting. It just felt like God damn, did we get some really thorough descriptions of the camp and the ruins?
Yeah, and
Pages upon
honestly,
pages.
I kinda glossed over it. One, because I was reading on my phone on the subway, and that wasn't what I wanted to really invest my time in. But I actually the positive takeaway from me was just, like, the creepy eldritch horror. Like, there is this husk, of a body that is emanating pure evil energy to the point that, like, when Hadrian touches it, a guy just kills himself. Like, that part was
Yeah, the
crazy.
moment we get to that is when things take off because that
Yeah.
was
I didn't care at all about like the general of the planet and their small digging politics. The one with the exception of our hero, Michael Mann.
yeah, what's up with that? Why do they have like a Fox News host as the most important professor in the planet?
Well, I actually wondered, I didn't do my research. I wish I did, but I wonder if this is a Ruocchio insert, the way he inserted his friend in that one book.
Yeah.
So, like, maybe his professor from college got a shout out here.
Michael Mann. That's a good call. Yeah, because that name is so unusual in universe.
Yeah.
It's also like the only. Do we get many other biblical names? Michael?
No, I mean, everything is, I mean, here's literally the rest of the characters: Oberlin, Lascaris, Albe, Rossum, Carter, Cassandra. Like,
And Steve Johnson.
yeah, that's it. It really stuck
Um,
out.
Also, there's a very funny, for some reason, the audiobook narrator said his name strangely, and he kept saying, Professor Man. I was like,
Professor
who's
Man.
the Professor Man? He's putting the emphasis on the wrong shit.
Yeah. We also
So
get
it
the
sounds
cheesiest line of the book in Michael Mann's backstory, which I've already read to you, but I'll read again.
Michael Mann's cracking me up right now.
So as he's describing Michael Mann from the Geological Survey team, he says he'd been born on Tiryns, attended an imperial academy there, and turned his talents to the task of civilizing Sabratha, and so struck out for the frontier. The frontier had struck back.
Dun dun dun.
And that's the worst line in this
Yeah.
book.
He tried to eat ass, but the ass ate him.
Bom, bom, bom. Except I also learned a new word in this book. I was going to pull it up. Agglutinative.
What does that mean? Is that like bread?
It's it's a linguist thing.
Another question for Ruocchio. What is agglutinative? Ask him shit we could Google.
Oh my God.
Man.
So this was like a section where Ruocchio the linguist came back and they were trying to decipher. This was in the part where they're deciphering the ruins and it's kind of boring and stuff. But they say that was it the Velu or whatever language is agglutinative.
Mm-hmm. So what does that mean?
I looked it up and now I forgot.
Oh, come on.
Come on. Hold, please. Because it's also followed by another fun word, which is Brobdingabdian.
Is that a real word? Is that in-world word?
That was, I think, a in-world word.
Okay.
Maybe not. Anywho, agglutinative language primarily forms words by stringing together morphemes. Fuck. All right, we're getting too deep here.
Oh no, you got to rabbit hole it.
Oh no. Anyway, this is your project. If you're listening to this, go learn some linguist theory.
This is official. We've reached plumbus levels of living. All right, humble listener. When we were talking about plumbus, my entire browser crashed. I record this on my work computer, and if you know anything about law firm computers, they are basically loaded with malware. They have like 1,400 firewalls. They don't work unless you're using a shitty VPN, and it just makes the computer like as hot as the sun and run like fuck, but very secure. So
incredible. We're back, baby.
Okay, let's talk about Eldritch God time. So we talked about the as soon as he touches the creepy black hand, rest in peace to some guy, immediately jumps to his death. Not good.
Real creepy. He splats. He jumps like 1,000 feet.
Squish.
Squishy.
Where do we go from there?
Well, okay. So a couple things are also incredibly freaky about this whole part of the novel. One is that there are human eyes depicted on the mural of the Watchers.
Yes. What are you thinking about that?
Well, I have a theory. I actually think it's the chapter after you stopped. So maybe this will be part 2.
Okay. Then can I tell you my theory?
Yeah, tell me your theory, because I think this will be a big part of our next section.
This is based on nothing. My theory is that what's it, Usharu?
Mm-hmm.
Ushara, sorry, female. Ushara used to be a human, and then much like Cielcin, ascended to become a Watcher and has retained some sort of human form. That's my thought.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
I do like it. I think I'm going to have a similar theory. I'm going to say because chapter 27, the chapter that you stopped right before, is a famous chapter in this book that is often referenced.
Fuck. That's so annoying.
that deals
Dude,
directly with this.
maybe we'll do a Frankenstein episode where I'll just read 27 and then we can record 10 more
No, I
minutes.
think it's fun because yeah, it's a good stopping place.
You can just have me being grossly uninformed for this whole section.
I feel this is special. I never am ahead of you when we read things, so this is fun. I like
I'm
this.
feeling I'm feeling like a stupid boy.
Yeah, but I do think
Um,
similarly, like to my theory with some of it around like the Watchers is that like at the level of the Quiet, which is maybe a plane higher than the Watchers in my
yeah.
theory, um, the Watchers were like originally humans that were kind of elevated by the devil or darkness to be almost like demigods and like created as like original ancient servants of larger gods.
So you think that there's a quiet analog that is evil?
Yeah, I think there's like a higher power controlling or who created the Watchers.
Is this just like no matter what you do with fantasy lore, it always ends up being biblical?
Yeah, it's always a little bit of God and Satan. And I know there's like
Yeah.
I've read some spoilerish online commentary being like, the quiet is not an like allegory for Christianity one to one. So I think
Yeah.
that we will probably come to the assumption that the quiet is an analog for
Yeah.
Christianity.
I bet devoted listeners are expecting us to hate on that if that ends up being the case. And frankly, I don't feel primed to hate on that at all.
No,
It's not even bothering me in the slightest right now. And
yeah,
I doubt it will. Who cares? It's God shit.
yeah.
And
We
doesn't,
read
yeah,
we read
whatever.
John Gwynn, which is the most black and white God devil fight of all
Yeah,
time.
that was purely biblical lore. Um, and it was awesome. So,
And we had a great time.
um,
But yeah, other parts here, the human eyes, you will, and then we also get to like biblically accurate depictions of angels and stuff, like which will be
yes.
interesting. Um, the other that's crazy is that Hadrian can use his powers to rejoin the split dead body, which really
Yes.
freaked everyone out.
Hadrian's like kind of flexing on him with the powers in this
Yeah,
section. Like he really has his sauce back. And I mean, he hasn't even been using it on Jad, but
no,
my goodness, after the end of Ashes of Man, he has leveled up.
he's locked in. Also, I'm putting a note in here that God, I would love the Cassandra view of this. Like her dad's just this normal guy playing chess for all 40 years of her life, and then they go off planet, and he like peeks into 10 dimensions and like clay
Yeah.
molds a human body back together.
A Cielcin tries to slap him and he just blurs and it goes through him. Papa, are
It's
you
great.
okay?
Papa?
Um, Abba.
Abba. Oh, yes, true.
Abba. Abba
Um,
Father? Is that biblical? Let's call him
yeah.
that.
So yeah, we
Anyways,
we get through this part, and then all hell breaks loose after a pretty quiet section of
yeah. There's just
discovering.
like running. I mean, I guess it is a mystery. The emperor warned him that there is definitely some sort of mole. They are all demoniacs, and so
Yes.
Hadrian doesn't trust anybody, even Oberlin. Um,
Who did you
so we
think
learn.
was the mole?
Um, I thought it was Nima, which I know
Wow.
doesn't make sense because he predated the emperor's thing. He's with them all the time. There's some point where he like disappeared during the feast, and I thought that was sus. Um, and then obviously A2 is sketchy. I felt like Oberlin was too obvious.
Yeah.
What did you think?
So I actually thought it was A2 for a while. That was gonna
Yeah.
be my leading guess. I can't believe you would accuse my perfect Nima, our
I
cute,
love Nima.
innocent,
No, I'm
adorable,
happy.
wholesome Nima. But yeah, I thought it was
Yeah.
A2, and it was what was it, Lascarius or something? That was his name.
Yeah. Um, how happy were you when we got the return of the series' most incompetent villain?
Painted man.
Hey, I'm back.
I'm gonna lecture you on why I'm stronger than you, and then I'm
Yeah.
gonna die.
I thought it, man, at first I thought it was the Painted Man from Howling Dark. Sadly, it's just another one of his kind. But, old habits die hard. And dude, this was killing me. How many fucking times are they going to have Hadrian prisoner and not kill him because
Yeah.
he is meant to be killed by someone else? This is absurd.
Unbelievable.
Absurd.
Unbelievable. And
Especially with a group of people where they're like, no, he's for the gods to kill. And then like 10 pages later, we have them deny orders and be like, actually make me a Lushu. So they're really committed to not killing Hadrian, but not so committed to the larger thing, which is making Siriani one of the Watchers.
we spent a whole fucking book talking about how the Cielcin can't listen to reason, how they're like eat pure evil. They only want to eat humans and destroy humanity. And then conveniently, every time Hadrian's taken captive, they're like, no, not this one. Not this one.
No,
You're
no, no,
ripping,
no. We have protocol.
rip out the guts of everyone else, but not this one.
A society without rules cannot stand.
It's the most
I
disciplined
don't get
military
it.
I've ever seen in my life for a band of heathens.
Cannibalistic fucking barbarians. I got a very important question for you. At some point, and the humans have all been more or less captured, the Cielcin are walking, they got them all lined up and they walk
Right.
down and designate them as either slave or meat. Or what was the third option that was like pleasure?
Sport.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, I blurred that out of my memory actually because that was like brutal.
So if
Oh
you're
my
lined up,
God.
are you slave, meat, or sport?
Well, sport was sexual, so I think I am meat.
Oh, do you? You're a strong guy, though. I feel like you'd be slave.
But I'm good eating. I'm a big guy.
I know. I'm terrible eating.
Yeah, you're slave.
I might be sport, dude.
Oh, dude, you think
That might be sport.
You think you're hot to trot? You think you're sport?
Well, I wouldn't be a good slave.
They basically picked
And I'm
like
terrible eating.
They picked like the Octavia Corvo equivalent to be sport. They wanted like an Amazonian woman.
Well, that wouldn't be me.
No.
Okay, I'm probably slave.
But yeah, that was a brutal scene. Oh my God.
Yeah. Good reading.
Good reading. And it's I already forgot that little general's name because he died pretty quick in this book, but he was mean.
I found his switcheroo real funny.
Yeah.
My question is, okay, so once they've identified the Watcher, they go down to the sacred place. They have like a box that they're trying to trap the Watcher in and transport it. Is that against the Watcher's will?
So
they're
weaponizing it against its will, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was, maybe that was obvious, but I wasn't entirely sure because it definitely seemed like they were trying to catch it.
Well,
Let us help you escape. Like,
what's funny is like it's a callback to the same Faraday cage that they have under the library on Colchis. To basically trap in the AI. So I thought that was actually interesting. It's like callback. And also, why do the Cielcin have a Faraday cage? What the fuck's happening over there? But
couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell. But it doesn't work. It spectacularly does not work.
Yeah, turns out most of the Cielcin get ripped into a million pieces.
Not before they get a little naked Cielcin up there on the altar for blood sacrifice.
Oh, man. Okay. Listen, I feel duty bound to read this section.
You have to.
Oh, goodness. I'm so sorry, listeners. The Cielcin had no navel, no nipples, no body hair. The 6 toes were long and bent and clawed like the shaven paws of some feline thing, vestigial compared to the taloned fingers. It was totally sexless, lacking both the soft geometries of the female and the hanging sex of the male. Bravo.
Gross.
Icky. I don't want to hear the phrase hanging sex ever again.
Yeah, I don't like it. It's like a weird, fucked up Ken doll alien. I don't know.
Lacking the cock of the man.
The navel, in particular.
Yeah, I get it. Using any word for genitals in literature just feels kind of weird.
Yeah.
Crass.
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal is. He did his best.
But the fun part for this is like, it's one of the guys, the Cielcin leader is one of the guys he remembers from the massive Cielcin blood feast party of generals. And
yeah, he was there. And I guess they had
there.
some history before that I'm pretty sure occurred off page.
side novel, I believe. And
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool.
he tries to take Duriaka's spot, which I thought was cheeky. He's like,
Mm.
oh, watcher, God person, please, I am worthy. Fuck that guy. It was like, oh, nice.
Did you think that was going to work?
No, because he immediately gets ripped into
No,
like
I was
100
talking to him.
reactions. Oh, yeah.
I knew it wasn't going to work.
I mean, he believed you got to shoot your shot. Like, I respect the hell out
You
of it.
got to shoot your shot. And the Cielcin are pretty comfortable with dying, it seems like. So,
Yeah, because then like all of them die basically, and
crazy ass scene. Poor Cassandra's gonna have so much fucking PTSD. But yeah,
oh
the
my God.
Cielcin offers some blood sacrifices to try to revive the god, which we learn feasts on kind of a soul energy or whatever,
Yeah.
to regain its strength. And one didn't do it, but
No,
turns out if the
hundreds.
Cielcin start killing each other, that's enough juice to get this god battery going.
Yeah, the god kind of just incites frenzy and a love of death, which I think will
Yeah.
be interesting for the definitions of a god later in this series. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, basically everything's thrown into chaos. People are dying everywhere. Hadrian starts
Yep.
trying to chase down the painted man Minos guy,
Mm-hmm.
and he doesn't find him, but he finds Ushara.
Yeah, we get a classic. Man, this was like back to I can't even remember.
Was it the ruins of
what was it?
Kalag?
Caliga, yes, a
Caliga,
very Caliga scene,
yeah.
where he is with Cassandra, she's following, and then all of a sudden, secret tunnel alert, he is completely alone,
Mm-hmm.
and Ushara tries to persuade him with the power of hotness.
Yeah, he does say she's the hottest being he's ever seen.
To be fair, yeah, he's like seeing her kind of at two dimensions at the same time, and there's
Right.
like a weird, veiled, creepy ghost version and an incredibly hot version.
Yeah.
And she does like overcome his will a little bit and starts like making out with him.
Yeah.
And he grabs Ushara's boob, which was on no one's bingo card.
I was flummoxed. I was blown away by this. I was like, what is happening?
That is
right
what
now?
I was when I was saying there was some silly shit that didn't feel silly in the moment. I was like, this is amazing.
She's
This
like
is so
flickering
dumb.
between realities.
Yeah.
She's showing him like different futures to try to attract him. And then
Do you want 1,000 six-fingered sons? Yes or no?
I did like that she's like everyone's six-fingered and like, I don't know, like weirdly hairless with black eyes or just like all his spawn. I don't know. The
They're
whole thing was
mostly
freaky.
her, I think. Her genes are very strong.
Yeah.
Oh man, this was just this was so good, man.
It's like, you sure you don't want to make demigod babies with me and like watch
Could
me
be
sit on the
fun.
throne? Could be kind of sick.
Valka watching from hell.
Like,
I
no!
cannot believe this guy.
And I mean, it's kind of terrifying because she's taking over his mind. He's seeing things through her perspective increasingly.
Yeah.
And like her language, he begins to start understanding. It's a crazy scene. Yeah.
Yeah. This is just so fun.
And then he's like,
this
no, I don't want to wife you up. Be gone, thought.
I'm a widow. So he does the only thing he can do. He runs away.
Which I thought was actually the most rational part of this entire 6-book series. It's like,
I didn't think it was going to work, but it did. Bingo.
Bingo, bango, bongo.
Had to stop the previous recording to do a 5K, so I'm coming to you a day later than whatever you last heard.
A day later and a chapter further.
And legs sorer. You wouldn't think I'd be that sore after running a slow 5K.
Well, I imagine you did 0 warm-up and have not run in several weeks.
Correct.
Yeah.
I did about 10 seconds of hamstring stretches.
That's amazing.
The little toe touch. I'm good.
By my rice.
Okay. Well, good news. Since I took a break, I read chapter 27, which apparently is famous fandom, so we get to cover that here.
Yeah, for anybody listening to the first 40 minutes of this, I was furious that Avery's like, I think chapter 26 is a great stopping point. I'm like,
I was wrong.
Me.
And chapter 27 Rocked. Very
Absolute slap.
good stuff. I'm very glad I read that.
Yeah. But
Okay.
we're gonna pick it up mid-action and close out this section, because it's kind of pure. I had so much fun reading this part. This was a real page turner for me.
You
Like
were
this,
gooning.
I was gooning pretty hard.
I was gooning. Okay. The listener doesn't need to know this. Where we left off, Hadrian runs away from the sexy god who wants to bear his children.
Yes.
Ends up on the top of a mountain, which is not a good place to be.
Yeah. Hadrian always rejecting the hotties. This is what, the fourth or fifth time?
The princess, he's only said yes to Kat and Valka, which,
Yeah. You have
frankly,
the countess or the count's daughter
on a mesh.
on a mesh. He
The
had
empress or emperor's daughter.
the emperor's daughter. He had the Carnsagara robot.
And frankly, the two he chose would be my bottom two.
Honestly,
I'm going Karn, emperor's daughter, Imesh.
I'm
I
going.
probably would have said yeah. Imesh came first in time though, and I would have said yes to that because that seemed good enough.
Dude, I'm going Nushara, number 1. You got to see what that's about.
I just wouldn't have made it there. You know, I would have been happily living on Imesh with my little worm aliens.
Oh, it's good. But yeah, he runs out of there, which I respect, and yeah, he's stuck on a mountain. Not a good place to be when there's a fight going on.
But I love the explanation where he's like, you'll hear stories about people falling from the top of a building and surviving. I just found one of those. I was like, it's so stupid, but I was like, you know what? I'm buying it.
You know what it reminded me of is the Pratchett 1,000,000 to 1 odds.
Oh my God. Yes. Got to get those odds up to 1,000,000 to 1. Works every time.
It's only 1,000 to 1. We got to make this riskier.
Stand on one leg and sing the hedgehog song.
Yeah. But this is, I think Hadrian is really, you alluded to it earlier. He has been just finding new uses for these powers. He's absolutely destroying what the Quiet gave him.
Yeah.
So he's sorting through 1,000 dimensions to pluck himself out of another reality.
And some really cool shit. He ends up buying some time by essentially banishing Ushara to a different timeline.
Yeah. He just finds one where she doesn't exist and clicks yes, I accept.
So the question is, why doesn't he do that to the entire Chantry?
I know. I feel like
everyone who slights him is like, have fun in a different reality.
And this also reminds me, like, some real rational criticism of Hadrian is that he never uses his power for other people. He could have saved so many people if he can do this.
He seems locked in enough to the powers to probably be able to do anything right now. And still succeeds in getting every company he's in charge of killed.
Yeah. So, but I did like that. I'm like, okay, we're in a new reality, but Ushara is going to find us. Like she's surfing through those dimensions.
Yeah. You know what I'm feeling great about? Our prediction that the blowing up of the sun is going to involve sorting people into some sort of other reality. So it's not quite as bad as it seems.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong, especially because what results in this one is that he creates a literal second physical form of himself.
That was nuts. Yeah. I mean, that was just so cool. Like, did it make a total sense to me? No. But two Hadrians? You kidding me? I'll take that every time.
Dude, also these poor soldiers, I like wrote down one of the radio messages. They're like, what do we do about this giant woman? What do you want us to do?
Man, God, yet another giant fucking Dark Souls boss. So when Ushara comes back, she emerges from the sands, just her giant titties, half of her torso, slapping a giant hand down, eyes in the sky. These guys have to be truly horrified.
These poor soldiers, they were not told the mission. All of a sudden, there's 2 Hadrians and a giant demon lady.
Why don't they tell them the mission? They're on the mission. I think you can know the mission when you're on the mission.
The guy I felt bad for was it Valeriev? Was it the guy who runs the dig site that they told nothing to?
Gosh, I can't remember.
I can't remember. He keeps running into him and he's just like distraught. He's like, what is this?
Yeah.
Poor guy. No, And then, oh man, that's no fun. Um, but yeah,
Okay.
the people who are, I think, the most impressed with Hadrian splitting reality and I guess wounding Yushara are the Cielcin.
Yeah. Turns out they're pretty receptive to new ideas.
As long as that new idea is the strongest thing that they can see.
Yeah. They're still pretty invested in serving whatever the highest being is, but they're like open to it not being the watchers, which is
Yeah.
fascinating.
I kind of dig it. Ramanathu's like, yo, you're strong as shit. I thought the Watcher,
Yeah.
you're clearly
He,
stronger.
he
You're my
went
boy.
Super Saiyan. Yeah. It's just power scaling at the
Yeah.
end of the day. Do you think this I mean, it's such an interesting turn to have the Cielcin splitting and being like, well, we thought our gods were the big dogs. Clearly not.
Yeah.
Does
I
that
mean,
go anywhere?
I think it's going
It's
to be interesting because, they're his little squad and he's, you know, eventually debating. I don't know if it's this chapter or if I'm spoiling chapter 28, but he's debating what to do with them, whether he
yeah,
spares them or kind of trusts his younger self that they can be reasoned with. Like
yeah.
it's an interesting flashback to his old, more human, like youthful perspective.
I think he should have done the slave meat sport exercise with them just to turn the screws a little bit.
To even the odds.
Um,
You're really asking a lot. Like this guy spent 7 years in Darantun captivity, getting brutally tortured by these guys.
he's got he's got some history to work through with the Cielcin. I will give him that. We've been
Yeah,
critical of his sweeping generalizations about the Cielcin, but can't blame a guy if he holds a grudge.
my prediction though is I think they're going to be a fun side project for a while. They are not going to make it through this book
It's weird because, like, we do know how the story ends.
with the
If we didn't
extinct.
know that, I'd be like, "Oh, we are set for some sort of fracture in the Cielcin ranks, and a few of them will lie with humans."
Yeah,
Um, but I don't know. I think it would be a tough call because these Cielcin were persuaded, but they very clearly saw, like, their god wounded by Hadrian, all this stuff. Just telling that to other Cielcin isn't going to have the same effect. And we even see like the other Cielcin on the ground, like aren't necessarily all receptive to this idea. So
no, they very much aren't. And even within that, I think because they've spent so much time with Doriaika talking about how like the lie is the quiet,
yeah,
it's clear that Hadrian serves the lie. Like that was a very public pronouncement.
yeah,
There's going to be a really small group of these Cielcin that that buy it.
yeah. And I think that makes total sense. Like
Yeah, but it's a
you
cool
can't
scene.
you
It's
can't
cool to have
unlearn
his
your
little
religion in a day. Um,
yeah. It's cool to have his little chain of buddy slaves.
yeah. I kind of think they're going to be pretty loyal too.
They, having read ahead a little bit, Raman Ramanthanu, sorry,
Well
is
done.
quite loyal.
I believe it because yeah, they are. Yeah, it's what we've talked about. The one thing that they kind of respect is hierarchy and power.
Yeah.
And
He's the new big bad guy on campus.
yeah. Okay. So we got to get into Hadrian X2 and the Watcher possessing his mind because I
Yeah.
think that is what people are fascinated by in this chapter.
Yeah, that's some real freaky deaky shit, man. Um, Kind of the same as Valka getting taken over by the cyber mind virus.
Brainworm. Yeah.
Yeah, he starts feeling her feelings. He sees her
Yeah.
history through her perspective. He starts talking from her perspective. That's
Yeah.
that's creepy.
I thought it was really cool too because
Mhm.
I don't know, I felt like the villains have been a little not underdeveloped, but like they've just been verging more on pure evil in this series than I wanted. And I really liked getting Ushara's perspective on this and feeling her pain, and it just makes the conflict a lot more interesting than I was expecting it to be. Like
Yeah,
this whole fallen angel story that we get is really interesting to have her like looking back. And I think I'm operating under the assumption that the quiet made the Watchers, but I think way more to come. So I'm open to being quite wrong about that.
right.
But like assuming that's true, her looking back at her God, her creator, and saying, like, why are you favoring this little worm boy
Mhm.
instead of me? Very sexy, very large woman.
Yeah, and I think along with that, like, getting to see the feeling of being trapped on a planet and, like, diminishing in power and
Yeah,
everything fade to dust around you, and,
for an
like,
unbelievable amount of time too.
millions of years, like, we're beyond Karn Cigar being 16,000 years old and that being a crazy amount of time. Like, we're in the
Yeah.
beyond eons, and, yeah, I thought the creepiest but most, like, resonant emotion was, like, the joy of thinking of the destruction of humanity that she feels, and,
Gosh.
like, Hadrian's
Yeah.
unbridled laughter. It's so creepy.
That is nuts. And mixed too with like the beautiful song that he hears all the time as she's
Yeah.
sort of growing in strength is really cool. You know what we could have used here? A Brandon Sanderson, I am free, all caps. If
Yeah.
you know, you know. It really
Well,
felt like one of those for a bit.
also a fun fact, first non-Hadrian perspective of the entire series.
And guess what? It was great.
It was great. We felt
God,
someone else's emotions for the first time in
I know.
4,000 pages.
Um, Unfortunately for Ushara, and we'll get to other stuff later, she does get zapped pretty quickly after this.
Yeah, it turns out Edouard Albert is quite, good at his job, and
Enchanté, Edward.
Enchanté, he takes Cassandra into the outer space and has the planet general just nuke the shit out of Yashara.
Yeah.
It works.
Um, Works like a charm.
Yeah.
Asterisk.
Yes. Asterisk. Big asterisk. Is she dead?
Yeah. I mean, it did work. Like, you can't account for all contingencies, but
Yeah. In theory,
they
it
they did
works.
their job.
But I think similar to trying to exterminate a Minos agent, um, it's tough. It's like playing whack-a-mole.
Yeah. It's tough. Speaking of Minos agent, they thought they got her, but
Oh
the
my god.
fucking painted man may or may not have beamed Ushara off world.
But I don't even think he wanted to.
No, he had no idea.
He's like, I'm transmitting my personality, but this god is coming for a ride.
That's nuts. And it's so interesting that Hadrian is like, do I tell people that we absolutely did not win and maybe made shit worse?
I love his
Oh,
immediate reaction
man.
is like ruin the day of everybody celebrating and cheering. And he's like,
Yeah.
okay, maybe we're gonna sit on this one.
A Pyrrhic victory.
Yeah. It
Um,
is funny he immediately tells his daughter though. I mean,
yeah. That's cool. I like
yeah,
him communicating with someone, even if he
yeah,
doesn't communicate with the other people. Tells them to
I
all to
know.
fuck off.
It's gross for him.
Um, my question is, where on earth do we go from here? We have so many possible watchers left, and we have like a little more than half a book before the final. I have no clue how this wraps up and how we get to sun blowing up.
Yeah. I mean, I
What do you
think
think is going to happen in the rest of this book? There's I know you've read a little more, but if you can put yourself into the mind of
yeah.
chapter 28, Travis.
I think that Hadrian identifying that there are weapons that can kill watchers is a whole rabbit hole he's going to go down. Like, how do we get more of these, and how do I chase this watcher down? So I think he is going to try to mobilize some troops in the empire.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to try to meet with the emperor.
Yeah.
Um, I almost guarantee he is going to get assassinated by the Chantry, or there's going to be an attempted assassination by the Chantry at some point.
It'd be crazy if we didn't get at least one more.
Yeah, and I do think that Karn Cigar is coming back at some point this book. That's one of my hot predictions.
I like it. I like it a lot. I want that. So
Yeah.
I'm riding with it for my own desires.
What do you think? What are your big swings?
I agree that they need to deal with them. It would be a sort of narrow focus in this book if it really is the Watcher killing book. And then it's also just like an issue of time and space. Like
Yeah.
these Watchers are spread across the galaxy. They don't
Mhm.
know where they all are. And even if they do, what are they going to ship Hadrian off to each one?
Yeah,
Or
and
just
because we've had
trust that they know the process? And because it's going to take 50 to 100 years to like get to wherever the fuck the Watchers are.
and the Cielcin are faster, and to kill a Watcher, the only way they've done it is to have it be bound by a planet and weakened. So like a full force Watcher out in general space. I don't know what they're going to do there.
Yeah, who knows what happens? Yeah, if an
But
actual watcher regains its full juice, and
the Faraday cage has come up a couple of times, and I'm wondering if Hadrian creates like a massive Faraday cage,
yeah,
like a
yeah. I'm
space
sort of
cage.
wondering if, I mean, blowing up a sun only works if everyone's in the same place.
Yeah,
If the plan is ultimately to have everyone congregate, including watchers, and just wham bam,
I just had a.
Cielcin and watchers are gone.
Do you think it will be so dumb as like the Sanderson "Let's duel the god"? Like, is Hadrian gonna put a pronouncement out to Doriaika to be like, "Meet me at the sun in 10
I'll
years"?
meet you on the sun.
And Doriaika, like, who loves theater and pageantry, could legitimately bring his entire army to go meet Hadrian in like one-on-one combat. Duel me at the sun, bro.
I think it I think it would work because the Cielcin's mission is so frankly ridiculous. They're like, wipe out all of humanity. What if Hadrian's like, all right, bet. I'll see you
Yeah,
in Jaddian. I'm bringing all humans.
right.
You bring all Cielcin. Let's fuck.
Yeah.
Um, and then surprise.
But then I don't know
I'm
where,
willing to kill everybody.
like, I don't, if that happens in this book, I don't know where we go for book 7. So there's got to be a bunch of stuff that happens in between.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't
Long
really know
story
what it's
short, I
going to be.
really don't know.
Yeah.
That was all book 7 theorizing. They really didn't have shit to do with Disquiet Gods.
Right. But we have like 600 more pages of this book.
What if he blows it and we go back to Law 3 and Commonwealth?
Fuck the Lothrians. But anyway,
Man,
I'm excited. I'm more excited about this book than I have been about any other one in the series. At least like continuing to read on. Um,
yes.
yeah, it's gonna be fun. And I don't know if we're gonna do one big part 2 or split it into 3 parts, but we're gonna
Yeah, I
rip
feel like
through
we'll
it.
have to go by feel. Like if there
Yeah.
is a slow section that we feel like doesn't deserve a whole episode, then maybe we'll try to do a big one. But I mean, if this pacing keeps up, we got to do it justice. So
I know. There's a lot to cover. It's
I
wild.
know, I know. Well,
We didn't even do a
listeners,
proper lore corner because it's all lore.
it's all lore. Yeah, what maybe we just play lore corner at the at the start of
Yeah.
the episode. And then I would like to close the episode out with Sneezy, Travis, if you could patch that in.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
It's an easy
Listener, I'm
request.
so sorry if you have to hear Sneezy. Know that we do not condone this song, but I sort of feel like if we hear it, you have to hear it.
This is a song made by the Brethren, as far as I can tell.
You think? Oh, the AI? I think it was made by Horizon.
Uh,
Okay. Any parting thoughts on Disquiet Gods chapters 1 through 27 and a half?
no, I'm pretty pumped. This is the most positive we've ever started and left an episode, and I hope the listeners appreciate that. And also
Yeah.
let us know if you have any debates to get into over biblical allegories and Chris Ruocchio.
Yeah. And let us know. I'm wondering if listeners ultimately, they're frustrated that we weren't liking these books as much as maybe some other people. But maybe it's bad listening now that we're liking it. Maybe you want the haters to come back.
Yeah, maybe we'll have a haters corner. If we really like section 2, we'll have a big haters corner section.
Yeah, we can do like a good cop, bad cop thing. Even if I'm loving it, I'm happy to just volunteer to be a hater. If that
We,
makes for better listening, let us
we
know.
can pull out bad quotes again, even though his writing's gotten a lot better, so there's way fewer bad quotes.
Yeah, it really is less is more for Ruocchio.
It is. I mean, when we look back on like book 1, book 2 with some of those like full paragraphs of pontificating, oof,
It's tough. He's
I'm having
gotten
a lot
both
more fun.
better at it and done it a bit more sparingly.
The one,
And
oh,
we
the
love
one
to
thing
see.
I
I mean,
want
that
us,
is sort of a
I have a research project for us for next episode, which is to look into Zoroastrianism a little bit more
oh yeah.
and some of the
Um,
like other like, because now we're getting into the intersection of like museum Catholics, Zoroastrianism. Like, I think having a little religious corner would be helpful.
do you feel bad because you compared them to Jedi?
No,
And now you're just trying to I don't feel bad at all.
I stand firm in my conviction.
They are Jedi. Um, okay. Well, that's it for frankly. a pretty awesome start to book 6.
Hell yeah. Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah, reach out on Reddit if you have any thoughts. If there's anything we missed on the lore, we would love to hear it because this section felt loaded. So
Yeah, and we had to record it in 3 parts, so we probably missed something.
that was tough. Okay. Well, we love you all. Thank you again for listening. We'll be back in the not too distant future with either the rest of or some of Disquiet Gods.
Eat some cheese.
Toodaloo.
Eat some
With your
cheese.
fat girlfriend from Wisconsin. Eat some cheese